hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, just thank you so much for the love and support. We are all seeing things that are happening, even though it might be very heavy. Trust and believe there are going to be blessings on many levels on top of all the other heaviness that we're we're dealing with. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you are comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. Even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very uplifting to you and informative, uh, that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times, or needing spiritual guidance, or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for all the love and support. It is so greatly appreciated. And I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the music that I'm listening to in the background is called Relaxing Hang Drum Music 432 Hertz, Music Note 31. And I will post this link, in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. What they have been preparing us for has always been here. The visions that I've been getting, all the things that's taking place in life, this is a millennial, and you already see we are only on the third month, and there are so many things that has transpired in the world that has hit us in the most traumatic way. And it's like, if you read the Bible, in Revelations, a lot of things that is in the Revelations that, that they say is taking place for the second coming, um, is already, taking place in life. Because it's like videos that I'm watching, like when you're looking at different things that is taking place in Australia, the very bad fires that has taken place where people have lost their lives, animals has lost their lives, personal houses, and all those different personal things has been lost, and it was like with all the other different things that's going on is it's a blessing, even though they lost so much. There's people donating money, making sure these people are being able to rebuild their homes, helping out the animals. It's a beautiful thing when you can hear like a lot of airplanes are dropping by, and dropping vegetables and stuff off for the animals to eat and everything. And it's, the other tragedies are taking place in life, where an influence of, a basketball star has influenced a lot of people in so many different ways. He's lost his life with his daughter and, 7 other people, which was very tragic. And then if you see the things that are going on, like in, the third world countries or whatever you want to call it, all these locusts and stuff that's going on, certain things are popping off with natural disasters where, it can seem kind of crazy. Like, it's just, I don't know if Australia has the same type seasons, because I associate with, people that over there that's in New Zealand as well as Australia. I don't know if they deal with their seasons like we do. But it's just like, if you look at it, it's in wintertime. Why the heck should anybody be having fire in the wintertime? Unless it's like very hot there and things are, dry. I don't know how it took place. Things happen for a reason. And it's like, we know all empaths are talking about, what we feel something's coming. We're feeling something's coming. But the way the visions are coming to me is that whatever is coming has already been here. They're just preparing us. When they're about to sit up here and say peekaboo, it's already been here, and they're hitting it in plain sight. It's just like when it comes to us as warriors, you maybe in the spirit world, you've been that renegade type, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome type thing. But when they brought you back here, you like that little, that little church mouse that just stays their head up in the daggone library books and stuff like that, but don't even realize you like this powerful renegade. They had to make it look like something they weren't expecting to see. And I noticed a lot of people that I'm coming in connection with that are like that. A lot of y'all are totally opposite than what you represent, and that's for a good reason. You know, a lot of times it takes that, it takes something very powerful for you to realize that you're going to win this game. But it was a lot of things we had to come to terms with mentally and emotionally for that to take place, even though it is already going to take place. And the universe already know that. You already know, they already know how things are going to transpire anyway. But they keep on reminding you, hey, you're not dealing with these things alone. We're having to press things on you heavy because we want you to realize of something that was forgotten within you. You've always had it. You're very strong, but it's up to you to be able to understand what they're trying to tell you. They have that confidence in us that you got everything it takes to win this war. Okay, everything that's taking place, they were preparing us years ago. Whatever you took interest in, like I was telling y'all the other day, whatever you took interest in, that's what's going to be attracting to you for you to learn deeper about it. With me, I always see things, and I'm always that type of person. Even with some people that I talk to, they're like me. It's like if you're attracted to certain movies and it like takes you like, ooh, and that kind of messed me up. But then allows you to see what kind of subliminal message were you being taught through the movie that was telling you, hey, you need to watch this, hey, you need to do that. Because it's like a lot of movies, like I know the last interest I've been watching lately, it was like what was it I watched a few weeks ago. It was called Vatican Tapes. I watched a lot of horror movies. It was just like I've been like that since I was a little girl. And then it was just like when I watched it's different when you can watch something when you're still spiritually asleep. But when you're spiritually awake and wide the heck awake, things look so much different to you. And I remember my sister used to always say that to me because, she always used to be that type of person to talk about Nostradamus all the time. My mom said, stop telling her about that stuff. I don't want her being scared. She already, she's already touched in that way and spiritual. I don't need her, dealing with that right now. So she had to be very selective about the things that, my mom was not ready for me to know yet. But it's a lot of things that's taking place where after you have spiritually awoken or spiritually awakened, you start seeing and viewing things in a whole different level. You're starting to receive a whole lot of downloads where there are certain things you're not even supposed to say. You just supposed to go ahead and do, be seen but not heard type situation is going on. Because it's just like, before I did this video, I said, this is something you want me to talk about? I was like, yeah, we're only going to give you the need to know basis. So, nobody ain't trying to pick your brain, because a lot of times, I know people watching my videos that don't have a good intention for me, so I say what they want me to say and I'll leave it at that. So it's just a lot of things that has been taking place in your life where you're being trained spiritually, being strengthened, being able to see what is being directly showed to you in an indirect way. And it's a lot of times it's like, people coming up to me like, Roslynn, you feel this and this and that is going down. It's like things coming up on you heavy, but this is training you spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and as well as physically. But these things that are taking place in your life, it's not something easy that you can prepare yourself to let go of, because especially if you've been dealing with it for so many years, you've been dealing with it for so long, and it's like it's coming to that point where are you going to allow yourself and give yourself what is needed, what you've been asking for? Are you going to allow yourself to carry on something that can't be changed? If you're not doing these things anymore, you have to allow yourself to disassociate yourself with that. It's already served its purpose. You already had, this is a thing that you needed to get you where you are now. Now it's no longer needed. So you have to allow yourself to make peace with that, but a lot of times it's hard for us to do that, especially when certain situations carried a lot of pain, a lot of heaviness, a lot of darkness. And you're trying to just, make peace with that, and a lot of people are going through that right now. And it's just like, your spirit guides come to you, tell you, hey, you're not dealing with this by yourself. You have loved ones that are, spiritually connected to you. You're not going through this alone. They're there to assist you on things. There's a lot of times where certain times darkness comes at you in the most indirect way, and you don't even realize how you're being protected from those certain things that is taking place in your life that you may not even know about. But you need to know about that because it was already taken care of. But these things that they're preparing us for is already here. They had to just press reset buttons on certain things in the world that's going on. They need to see how, oh, if we do this, what are they going to do? Because there's so much, hell raising that's going on in the world. There's too many things that's taking place in the world that needed to be changed. And I seen it like that. I was just like, wow, that's kind of deep, you know, because it's like if you see, like I was saying a few videos ago, about the things that went on in Australia, I still pray for those people. I couldn't even imagine what kind of thing that was going through, because just seeing that gave me anxiety, just to see everything that was taking place there like that. And matter of fact, I was watching a video clip about it off of, was it Nuke Five's channel. They were doing one, I guess it was just like when there was like a bad fire like that before, and I think they said it was a burn over, where the fire, it came in from a different direction. And I mean, it made me feel like I was watching the movie Dragonheart, like when you seen that fire and it just took total change direction. I'm like, what the hell? No. I said, this is so I'll give it to anybody who has endured that, because that is just I don't even want to imagine what kind of situation it was. But it was like people panicked, and they said, okay, we got to turn around, this is going to be a burn over. And it was like he was trying to explain, it's like when it's a burn over, it's about to come over, and it got, I guess it's certain type of fire resistant type things that they put over the windows or whatever when certain things like that happen. But that's a blessing. It's like, thank God nobody got hurt. But just being able to see how that mess turned, I mean, that dude just came flying back, with the what was it, the fire truck. And they were like, they were trying to back up, but he was like, he was come flying like, I ain't about to go through this. You see all these other different trucks just coming up in the same way. But just being able to see how things can change course in life. And it made me, it's just like a lot of things that has been taking place. It reminds me of a lot of movies that I got prepared with. Now, if you're a horror movie buff like I am, just look at the movies that you've been drawn to, that you really wanted to see. Because I notice a lot of the ones I deal with is like, dealing with tragedy, or you're dealing with things like, I love the movie called The Reaping, with Idris Elba. I think Dakota Fanning, she was in that. And I forgot my girl. Oh, I forgot her name. She don't play in the Buffy and the Vampire Slayer the movie, but I forgot what her name is. But that girl is a good actress. I forgot what her name is. God dog. But that movie, or I watched Vatican tapes. That's when they were talking about the Alpha and the Omega, telling them this was like the Antichrist was already here, and it's just like everything is balanced out. That everybody's trying to figure out what the Antichrist is, or some people be joking around and saying it's Trump. But then I'm just like, maybe they might be right about that. But if they have the Antichrist, they got one that's walking around supposed to be the chosen one as well. All these different things is going on, and it's just like the visions I've been getting. I said, are you freaking serious? And I said, but you know what, it seemed like God to do something like that, because he'll try to make it look like one way and doing it right up, just letting things take place right up under people's noses. They wouldn't expect that, because it's just like when I told y'all months ago, you've been dealing with me for a while, you probably heard me say that. It's like I've seen visions of when us as empaths, we can be able to see us as those mystical soldiers. But from the naked eye to somebody else, you just look like an average Joe. You can be looking like you the slum lord of this big apartment area, but then when the empaths see you, they see you as just like Hercules and stuff like that, that's going around. But these things are taking place. Everything has been already here. But it's just like certain things had to be orchestrated for whatever that is that's coming, whatever has been chosen by, universe, the powers that be. It's already here. It's just that whatever that is, it had to be able to take that throne and take its place. It's not ready for it to come out yet. But all these other things that's going around in the world, y'all see, you got to be able to look indirectly. It's like something's being served to us directly, but you have to be able to get that deep understanding indirectly. you know Things are being drawn, things are being echoed to you for you to pay attention to. Now, a lot of times we don't see it as that until you catch it, until it's like the last minute. Because I noticed the movies I've been really drawn to watch again, and I'm like, out of the blue, this is not something I was supposed to, something told me to watch these things. It's like nothing is by accident, nothing's about coincidence. Because lately I watched the Vatican tapes. Now, I wanted to watch, what was the other movie I wanted to watch the other day that I might go ahead and pull out? Devil's Advocate. I love that daggone movie, especially with Al Pacino. I'm a Al Pacino girl. Loved him in Casino. I loved him in Scarface. You know, especially in Scarface. That was my movie, and as well as that movie, Devil's Advocate. That one, and it was something else that I watched recently as well. Ash and the Evil Dead. I was watching that today. It's like all these different things. It's like, I'm like, what is this trying to tell me? And then I'm like, oh snap! You basically trying to say that everything that is preparing you. It's just like look at the movies you're watching, or look at the videos, or even the books that you're that you have been drawn to, or even by the certain things that might come to your mind, and it may be like, where is this coming from? Because everything is taking place already, and it's like they want different empaths. Empaths know something's going on. We might not know when to put our exact finger on it, but we know things are shifting for a reason. You notice that certain things that you've been dealing with for years are starting to get really heavy towards you, because when you start ending chapters, everything is going, they're pulling all stops. They're going to hit you with each and everything, because they want you to be prepared for that. Don't allow something that is not even important into your life to care. They're training you by throwing stuff in your face that can be a trigger to you, because it's like the people that I'm connected with in that way, that I stay in contact with, is like things that they may not admit that is sensitive to them. Those are the things to see if you can still be triggered by stuff like that, because you already know that's how the devil works anyway. Devil will prey on your weaknesses. The devil know you better than half of the time than you know about yourself. That's why it's like God does this thing, like, it's on a need to know basis. The less you know is the better. But I'm going to put certain things in your life that you really need to pay attention to. Because like I tell you, the enemy got plans for your life, as well as God got plans for your life. They're going to sit up here and be putting things in your life. It's like, are you going to still allow yourself to be affected by this certain situation that is not even relevant to you anymore? Or are you going to allow yourself to be better? Allow yourself to say, you know what, this has happened in my life, but it doesn't belong to me anymore. Let me allow myself to heal from these things that has taken place that got me to where I had to be able to be in the first place. Because it's like, if you have been mistreated, or you've been in some kind of abuse by somebody, whether it was a family member, a co-worker, or a partner, a life partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, they're no longer attached to you. They did their job. Now it's time for you to do yours. These things cannot affect you in no kind of way anymore. You have to make peace with your heart, because there are some things that you about to get signed up for, but also in the same hand, you about to have blessings that you've been working so hard to manifest. These things are on its way to you, but the only way it can come in full force if you allow yourself to let go of the things that got you on your path in the first place. You had to go through extreme trauma. You had to allow yourself to really see things from that way. When they started you on that spiritual awakening, you had to really go through some really traumatizing things. I had to be able to, find out the truth about my parents, and then find out, the deceit when it came to my adopted family, and everything that took place in my life. Then it allowed me to open up about my spiritual gifts that I had. I knew I had certain things, but all the other stuff I didn't know that about, but I'm allowing myself to really see what's taking place in my life. It'll make you have that WTF moment, like, wow, this is really what's taking place in my life. Am I prepared for this? And you have to, regardless if you prepare for it, you have no other choice but to prepare for yourself. But things are being shown to you in an indirect way, and you have to be able to catch on and roll with it, roll with the quickness, and just, you got to be able to you can't be slow about this stuff. But that's where you have to allow yourself to really see what's been going on. It's daggone virus, all the stuff going around. Number one, that's a big ass distraction for something else that's going around. Because like I told y'all the other day, just look at all these things that transpired. What was it, Ebola last time, the Zika virus. They were trying to make all these pregnant women to appear and panic about all this stuff in Florida. You notice you ain't heard nothing else about them Ebola viruses, the tuberculosis, or the Ebola, and was there Ebola and Zika and all this other stuff. We ain't heard nothing else about that. That was distractions, because they already knew there were some things that was coming, or there were some things that could have sent out a world panic. Just like if you really want to go to it, just they even knew about the stuff about the levy, about, all those people in Louisiana. They already knew there was a whole bunch of, they basically looking at there's too many people here. They knew way long time ago they could have started fixing this stuff or got things in a certain way. So, these people would not, be losing their lives, but they waited until the last minute because it's like they got overcrowded and they you know, trying to get rid of a lot of people throughout these different things. And it's sad that people do that, but they do is what they do. There's still certain parts, like if you go into New Orleans and certain parts of the different parishes, there's still places that has not been built yet. And this has been a minute, you know. So it's just like you have to allow yourself to be able to see directly and those things that's coming at you indirectly. Because it's like what I've been feeling and what they've been showing me, this thing is already here. It's just sitting there, hidden in plain sight. It's like that mystical hidden gem as going on. They're preparing us for us to be able to take the throne. But you had to really endure some really hellish stuff. Like, your vibes are starting to be off. You're starting to be sensitive around certain people you're backing away from. Everything is being extra sensitive to you because they need you to be at that point where everything is heightened towards you right now, and it's got you going in different ways for you to be able to learn, for you to be able to understand, and also for you to be able to part ways with what has put you here in the first place. Things are coming at you and it can really mess with your emotions, but these are something that had to be done to strengthen you, to let you know just to prepare you for whatever they about to prepare us to wake up in the beast. So, but this is my last video I'm gonna do for today. Lord willing, I'll be doing some more tomorrow. It just all depends. Because like I said, I've been going through some very, harsh transitions. I'm trying to still help people on the side. Like I said, if I have not replied to your comments, or even if you've been hitting me up on Messenger and I haven't got back to you, please don't think I'm ignoring you. But it's like when I'm going through a lot of different things at that time, it's like I can feel the vibes that y'all have and the vibes that I have, and it's gonna be clashing. And it's like right now I'm starting to have a really bad headache when it's coming out my third eye because I feel a whole bunch of daggone downloads that's coming up to me. But Lord willing, I will go ahead and be making some videos tomorrow. I would love to give a post notification shout out to Sarah Nicole Harms Miller, and with expectancy, and Sharon Greg, and GM. Much love to you. If this is, your first time stopping by the channel, much love to you and welcome. And, drop me a line. I would love to give you a post notification shout out. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, being safe and responsible as you do. Like and subscribe. Drop me a line. Give me a thumbs up. Share. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved. And knowing there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything that you're about to manifest in your life, trying to manifest in your life, comes 100,000 times more than what you asked for. Comes way sooner than you expected it to be. And make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity, words, vibes, frequencies, and vibes. I think I already said that, but yeah. And I will see y'all in my next video. Much love to you. Peace.